Okay. Alright, this time on Uncle Jesse's Rod Shop, I think I've been watching too much Roadkill. Yeah, I'm gonna blame it on them. I'm good with that. Alright, time to reassemble these front axles. I got the new Spicer U-joints here. A thin layer of anti-seize on the outside of the cups. It helps it slide in better, but it also helps them come out when it's time to do some maintenance. Alright, so we're ready to start putting this bad boy together. I got the axles together, the controversial rotors, they're just fine. They turned out great. Everything else here ready to go. Let me start assembling this. So man, I cannot get this axle in there. And I got a flashlight. I popped off the cover. And I was going to change the fluid anyway, so no biggie. And anyways, there's a flashlight in there. Man, I should be able to see light, right? I should be able to see something. Anyways, I don't know. There's something blocking it. And aren't you glad I don't have smell-o-vision at Uncle Jesse's Rod Shop? I would call it rear end grease. Some people call it that, but this is a front end. So front end grease in this case. Anyway, same stuff, same stink. I'll just take the whole ring gear assembly out. Fine, whatever. I can't even get that out. So I remove the caps. It should just kind of fall out right. No. After doing a little research, look, I pried on this thing to get it out, and it didn't come out. I pried hard enough to where I'm like, man, I must be missing something. Because I never had a Dana 44 apart. I've had a Dana 60 apart. I've had a 4.9" apart. But you never know. Things could always be a little different. Well, it turns out it should just come out. And sometimes you have to pry really hard. So that's what we're going to do. The self-inflicted wound. Why won't the axle go in? I can't figure out why the axle won't go in. Well, there you have it, folks. A few days ago I was trying to clean out the axle tube because they can get pretty dirty inside these axle tubes because they don't really have an effective front, outer seal for them. Let me see if I can show you. Really, it's just the inner seal on these things that's keeping the fluid out. There's really nothing to keep the dirt out of the axle tubes. So you got a seal in there. That's the inner axle tube. And you don't really have any. There's nothing to keep other than a slinger. There's nothing to keep crap out of the axle tube on these things. And I was, there was crap and crud or whatever, and I was trying to get it out, and I was using rags, and, well, you get the idea. I left a rag in the axle tube, and then when I tried to put the axle in there, obviously I shoved the rag all the way in to the carrier, and axle just wouldn't go in. I wonder why. So Uncle Jesse is struggling right now. And between trying to get the center section out, which by the way, I pried and pried and pried to the point where you feel like you're doing something wrong. It just, I think partly it wouldn't come out because that rag was holding it in. Maybe. So between that and actually had a good chunk of day to work on this thing today. And it got wasted away pretty much because of my own self-inflicted wound and then the discouragement. Anyways, so I guess we fixed it. Yeah. Anyways, the good news is there's like no wear on this thing. All right, so I forgot. I do have to do a quick repair. There's supposed to be a threaded hole here for the retainer for the brake caliper, and the threads are stripped out. Yeah, you'll never make it out on this, but so I have to do a quick helicoil thread repair before I put this on. I'm just glad I remembered before I put it on. A lot easier to do up here than, well, with it on the truck. So I'm a little concerned. The drill bit, this is for a 5/16 18 thread, and with helicoils you have to drill it with a bigger drill and a special tap for the helicoil, which is an 18 pitch, but bigger. Anyways, the hole is, someone stripped this out. It wasn't me. But the hole is a little big. Even after drilling it out, it didn't clean up. It was bigger at the beginning. So we'll see how it works. Normal tap drill for a 5/16 18 is a letter F drill, which is 0.257. This is 21/64 as the tap drill, and decimal equivalent of that is 0.328. Okay, so that gives you an idea how much bigger the tap is for the helicoil. But like I said, it didn't clean up when I drilled it. It's the threads aren't going to be effective at the very beginning. So, but the bolt, it's a specialty bolt that goes in there, but I believe it's long enough to engage some good threads down there. Yeah, we'll give it a try, right? So here is the helicoil. It's the same pitch as the screw that you're going to be screwed in there. In this case, a 5/16 18. You got your applicator. You screw it on there like so until it bottoms out. It fits in this little groove on the end of the applicating device like so. And now it's as simple as screwing it in. And obviously be real careful you don't cross thread it. And you get it to the appropriate depth, which we're going to go a little bit below than I'd like because the issues of the hole being out bigger at the beginning. Unthread it. It's in there. Now you need to punch the little tang out. I'll be right back. Here I am. I'm back. If you buy a kit, it comes with, you know, everything. This is a simple little device to punch it out. You can use anything that fits in there. You just hit it. You can hear the little thing drop out, and that kind of puts a little burr on the end and it locks it in. That's the theory anyways. And so there it is. One repaired thread. What do you think of that, Dixie? Just pet me. No drama. No. None whatsoever. Axle is in. Repaired caliper bracket is on. We have success. And the other axle's in. I didn't leave any rags in that axle tube, so Don't tell anyone, man. This is kind of embarrassing. Ooh, yeah. All right. So I'm going to put these rotors on the hub. And I already did one. And again, these are not slip-on rotors like modern stuff. The hub goes on over the rotor. And it's kind of a press fit. The studs have an interference fit. There's a straight knurl right there. Perhaps you can see it on there. That's what keeps the stud from spinning. I do have a little anti-seize on here to help it go in and come out again someday. And the knurl is what's holding this bad boy in. Okay, so it's kind of knurly. Yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna put these on. So there you have it. Okay, so I did go back around and make sure the studs were seated up using a torque wrench. Several of the studs weren't quite seated all the way in because, you know, impact wrench is really for taking stuff off, not for putting stuff on. Alright, I think that pretty much puts a wrap on this video. Brakes are mostly ready. I gotta run some more hard lines. I really couldn't finish the hard lines until I had the brakes together because I didn't know where to route the hard line to because I didn't know where the soft line was gonna end. Because I don't have an original bracket for the end of the hose, I don't even know where it goes. So I kind of had to figure out about where it would need to be. Like probably needs to be right about there or something. I don't know. I'll figure that out. Until next time, I'm hoping, you know, some more exciting things will happen on this thing. You know, brakes. Not the most exciting thing probably, but it is what it is.